Go, go, go. That was the word for August. We were busy in August and the first few weeks of September. My name's Ed Huck with Keller Williams Realty, and I'm here to give you your September real estate market update in under 5 minutes. I'm going to talk fast and we're going to make this happen. So let's dive into this. Mortgage rates, if you've been paying attention, let me get my face off there. Mortgage rates have gone down a little bit. So they're down in the mid sixes. So they were, take it back, we're in the low sixes. We're in the mid sixes in August. So they're down almost 0.3% or so. So almost a little over 1/4%, which has been great. Actually, on that note, I was reading an article the other day how mortgage refis have gone crazy. So a lot of people are feeling that, they bought houses a year or two ago and rates are in the mid sevens, sometimes even closer to 8. And now that their rates are down in these low sixes, they're taking advantage of the rate and their refinancing. So we're seeing a lot of people take advantage of the refinancing. And if you look at here, we've got, let's do it this way, not that way. Can't see it that way. Let's do it that way. There we go. Number of new listings. So the number of new listings is up about 4% this year to date versus last year to date. The number of available homes for sale, though, the number of active listings that, or you can go buy today, is up about 12% from this year versus last year. And then I always like to look at the rolling 12 because that really kind of takes the seasonality out of it. If you look at that, the new listings are about flat when you look at the rolling 12 months. And then if you look at the average number of homes for sale, that's up about 14%. So what that means is we're starting to see homes sit on the market a little bit longer than they were before, which we're going to dive into. Number of homes pending. So the number of homes that have gone under contract this year to date versus last year to date, it's up just a little bit. It's up about 3%. The number of transfers actually was down a little bit. It's down about 3%. So again, the number of homes transferring being down and the number of listings actually up a little bit is why we see a little bit more inventory sitting on the market this year versus last year. This actually, I'm going to blow this up even bigger so maybe you can see it. We were busy in August. So what this shows, I grayed out the stuff that's not as important. I really want to highlight on the number of homes that we call pending. So pending means that they went under contract in that month. So if you look at July of 25 versus August of 25, we put 14% more homes under contract in August than we did in July. And then if you look at the same month, August 24 versus August 25, we put 28% more homes under contract this August versus last August. And then if you look at the quarter, so June 24 through August 24, for those 3 months, same 3 months versus 2025, we're up about 11%. So this summer, we've been very, very busy for sure. And average sale price is up about 7.8%. And the rolling 12 is up about 8.3%. So what that means is if we look at a bigger section of data, and we look at, the last 12 months versus the previous 12 months, again, it was 8%. Now we're at 7.8%. Just this year to date versus last year to date, which shows me that things are slowing down a little bit as far as appreciation. Not a lot, but they're slowing down a little bit. Days on market is up, but it's only up a day. Homes are still selling fast. And it's still very much a strong seller's market. So months worth of inventory for pending listings. So this is how we track in the real estate market, buyer's markets versus seller's market. If this number is under 3, it's a strong seller's market. So you can see previous year to date, we're at 1.6 months worth of inventory. This year to date, we're at 1.8 months worth of inventory. So it's up, not a lot, but it is headed up. And if you're a seller, though, it's still a strong seller's market. For sellers, what's it really mean? So interest rates, have come down a little bit. I think a few more buyers have kind of gotten into the market because of that. It's going to be interesting though, because now some of the folks might be actually refinancing and staying in their houses because now the rates came down a little bit. But again, the last 45 days has been very, very busy. If you've listed your house, and it's not sold, it's either the price or the condition or the marketing, and you need to hire a new realtor so you can call us. But again, if it's still in the market, the good houses are still selling really quickly. We're not having the multiple offers that we used to have. We're not seeing 10, 12 offers on a house in general. We have had some opportunities, especially in the lower price ranges where we've seen that. But I would say in general, that's not happening as much as it used to. For the buyers, again, real estate rates, so the interest rates are down in that low 6s. If you're waiting for the 5% or low to mid 5% range, I keep reading article after article that says that's probably not happening anytime soon. Even when I mean that, I said for the next 12 months, everything I read talks about rates staying in this low 6%. Maybe we do hit 5.9, but if you're waiting for mid 5s or low 5% interest rates, we don't see that happening anytime soon. So, and if you go to realtor.com, there's a great resource there that talks about rent versus buy, and you can plug in your data there, and you can kind of play with the interest rates to see how much of a difference, say, 0.25% makes. And believe it or not, it's not a huge difference in your payment. So if you're a buyer looking for a house under, say, $200,000 or $300,000, expect to be in multiple offers. You'll probably be competing with some buyers for sure in that price range. And prices are still headed up. So, it makes sense to buy because rates are kind of down. Appreciation rates are still doing fine. We're actually one of the only sections in the country that are still doing this strong when it comes to appreciation rates. There's other parts of the country, when I talk to other realtors I know, in, say, Florida, Arizona, Texas, those markets have definitely shifted to strong buyer's market. We don't see that happening here soon, but if you have any questions or want more specific data, this data is actually for Lorain, Medina, and Cuyahoga counties combined. We can get you this data for your specific neighborhood, and it's very interesting to see when you start getting really granular what's going on in each suburb and in each city. So enjoy your week, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.